Morning everyone, it is Monday the 8th of May. It's been a long while since I've posted a message, about 7 months I think, so I thought it was time for an update to give you an idea of what's been going on over the past few months and where we're at in terms of treatment and progression and fundraising, etc. So I guess I'll start with how I'm doing. Overall, not feeling too bad. It's been a difficult few months in terms of the progression of the disease, but I feel still very healthy in myself. As you can hopefully tell, I'm still able to talk and breathe normally, and still fully active from a work perspective. So that's a real positive, and I'm still feeling positive, and I'm still determined to fight this disease as long as I possibly can. In terms of my physical well-being, there has been a few challenges over the last 7 or 8 months. I'm a lot less mobile now than I was when I last spoke to you, which was in September. The thing you can see behind my head is my wheelchair, so I am now permanently using a wheelchair. Unfortunately, my legs and my arms and hands are not able to do anything anymore. I'm not able to sustain my own weight in terms of standing up out of chairs or out of the bed, so I require a hoist to lift me and transfer me from one sitting device to another. That means I'm now very dependent on other people to help me, so I have carers who come in and shower and change me every morning, and then I obviously have a wonderful wife, Natasha, and my 2 fantastic children, Holly and James, who have to help me do everything essentially on a day-to-day basis. And that was challenging, something that obviously no parent in particular would want to have to go through, but it's something that as a family we've had to deal with and cope with and learn to manage, and I think we're doing a pretty good job. And as I said, the family have been amazing, and other support family outside of our immediate family who help out, family and friends who come round and help me do whatever I need to do. So still managing to work, as I said, which is brilliant. Managing to help with the running of ART Health Solutions. That's going from strength to strength. That's growing. We're now 17 or 18 employees. I'm working probably more than I've ever worked, which has its positives and negatives. But I think the main positive is it gives me an opportunity to socialise and speak to people via this camera. Without that, I would have very, very limited social contact on a day-to-day basis, and it keeps my mind really active, keeps me wanting to keep driving the business forward, and keeps my brain ticking and thinking about new things. So something I will continue to do as long as I possibly can, as long as my voice allows me, which hopefully will be a long time. Probably the biggest challenge is getting out of the house now. And so we live in an apartment which is on the first floor, so we have stairs as you come through our front door. We have a stair lift which was very kindly put in by the IMNDA, who have been fantastic in terms of providing me with equipment. Unfortunately though, getting on and off the stair lift is quite a challenge, and something that Natasha can't do herself, as she can't physically lift me. So the only way I get out of the house now is if some friends are able to come round and help me get from the bottom of the stair lift into the wheelchair. And then I'm not able to get in my own car now, so we rely on an accessibility wheelchair, an accessibility taxi to move me if I'm going to be going into town or going anywhere that requires a longer distance, which seems fairly easy, but managing to actually book a taxi at the right time and get availability is surprisingly challenging. So again, something we're looking at is being able to buy ourselves an accessibility vehicle. Unfortunately, they're not cheap, and with all the treatment I'm still having, the costs are a bit out of our reach at the moment. But overall, still managing to get out and about as often as I possibly can, maybe once every couple of weeks, and get some fresh air and get to hopefully see some of my children's sports games, which are obviously really important to me. I'm not able to coach anymore, unfortunately, so I've had to give up all of that side of things. But All in all, still staying fairly positive from a symptom progression perspective. Still hopeful that I can slow down the progression. I'm sure there's plenty of the things that I'm doing have helped to keep things at bay, and hopefully at some stage we might get some reversals and see some things move in a positive direction. At the moment, treatment wise, I wasn't able to afford to go back over to America after my last visit in September. Unfortunately, the cost to get over there for 3 or 4 weeks, which is what I really need, was just too much, and also the distance to travel in a wheelchair with all the needs that I've got just felt too difficult. So we were hoping to go over in December. We didn't manage that. Any money that we had raised we put towards other treatment. I have a thing called a frequency machine now, which was an expensive purchase from Canada, which is designed to help me fight various different infections and various different illnesses that I have. So that runs programs every day. I'm still on lots of different supplements, which are obviously pretty expensive. Various metal detoxing, trying out new machines for acupuncture. I still have machines to help with mobility and blood circulation and stimulation of muscles. So there's still lots and lots of stuff that we're doing that unfortunately is costly and is meaning that putting a strain on our finances on a monthly basis. But stuff that again I'm convinced will make a difference. I'm still on a specific diet. I'm now on a ketogenic diet, and I also follow an intermittent fasting protocol, which again is pretty strict, reduces what I can eat, when I can eat, and all those sorts of things. But I've been doing that for nearly 6 months now. Not had any negative impact from a weight perspective. I've still managed to maintain my weight, and now it's about trying to hopefully get some strength back and be able to grow some muscles again, so I can start to get some use of and function in my arms and my legs. But yeah, doing lots of stuff, lots of research. Natasha spends every night looking at new things that are going on. Still in contact with the clinic in Miami after my 3 visits there. Would love to get back there if possible. I think they're doing some really fantastic work. But again, just whether we can get the money together to do that and whether my body would allow me to travel that distance, we'll have to wait and see. Our big focus at the moment is moving into a better accommodation, more suitable accommodation. We've been through lots of different avenues to try and get mortgages, try and get housing, all to no avail for various reasons. But luckily we've managed to pull some money together through family, through friends, through being able to sell some shares in my business, which meant we are able to purchase a house, and in the next 2 days we hope to complete on that. So we'll have a house that is going to be perfect for our needs. However, it's not ready for me to move into at the moment. There are about 3 months worth of work required to allow me to move into that house, and so therefore our focus at the moment is how do we raise some money to afford for that work to happen. So again, I'm looking at selling some shares in my business to allow that to happen, but that could take time. So we are looking at doing some more fundraising, and there is some details of that fundraising in the notes below this video on our website. And what we're looking to do is to get the Dribble for an MND piece up and running again that we started with a couple of years ago. I did a Dribble for MND event back in October 21, and my brother did one at the start of last year, and various clubs have done their own versions of it as well. And through friends and family, we're looking to get that up and running again, to try and do some fundraising over the next 2 to 3 months, particularly with the International MND Day on the 21st of June. We'd like to mark that occasion with some events. So please do click on the link below, find out how you can get involved and how you might be able to help. Hopefully it's a very, very small time commitment from people to try and work with a local club or clubs or schools to do some Dribble for MND events and to get some money raised that would help to, if nothing else, kick off the building work with a view to trying to get me in there in the next 2 to 3 months if possible. So any help you can give, as you've done before, would be greatly appreciated. As I've said before, I cannot thank people enough for all the support they've given me, all the fundraising they've done, everything that they've done to help me and my family. It's been phenomenal, and hopefully you can help again and keep the message moving forward, and hopefully help us get over this next hurdle, which is the biggest hurdle I think at the moment, because as I said, the apartment is not really suitable. There's no space. I can't get out of the door very easily. If my condition gets any worse, I may be bedridden for a period of time because the hoist that we have wouldn't be sufficient. So getting into a house that's got a proper hoist system, has got no stairs to deal with, that would allow me to get outside every single day, is just so important at the moment. And any help you can give with that would be much appreciated, and hopefully we'll get over that hurdle. Finally, I just want to talk about our own plans from a research perspective. If you've read the website, you'll have seen we've linked up with the Atlantic Technological University. My old boss from GSK, Ken Van Sommeren, who works there, is really keen to do some research around M&D. We had put an application in with the Irish Research Council to take a PhD student on from September. Unfortunately, last week we found out that got turned down, so we're back to square one in that regard, but I'm still very passionate about getting some research done around lifestyle and physical and mental well-being and sleep and nutrition, and areas that are not very well researched to date, because I do think that we can find some information that would be really, really valuable for the M&D community. So I'm still determined to raise funds, and my business is supporting that as well, and going to provide some financial support to that. But first and foremost, we need to get a PhD student available and ready to get going. So we'll be working on that in the background. Anyone that wants to provide any support for that, please do let me know, whether that's financial, whether that's time, whether that's energy, but we're determined to do something where we can get some new research out there to support the community and keep working on how do we help people with M&D to lead a better life, how do we get them to understand the things they can do to improve their own life, and hopefully at times to actually reverse some of their symptoms, and how can this work support some of the work that the medical community are doing in trying to find a cure for this disease, or if not a cure, some medication that will actually help the disease and help people live longer, more fulfilled lives. I'm going to hold it there. I've rabbited on too long, as I always do. Great to be able to talk to you all. Hope everyone is well. Please do look after each other. Hope you're looking forward to the summer and hopefully some nicer weather. And please do feel free to get in contact. Come on over to Ireland. It's lovely seeing people and I love speaking to people. So please don't be afraid to reach out and touch base with us to see how we're getting on. And as I said, anything you can do to help would be fantastic. So take care of yourselves, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon. Thanks.